Hey guys, Dr. 5 here with another episode of our West Brom career mode, and guess what? It's the West Derby. West Ham taking on West Brom. This time though, it is in the Premier League. Obviously last season, they beat us 1-0 in the FA Cup, a goal through Felipe Anderson, I believe, against our youth team. So, looking to get revenge here is Çalhanoğlu, looks to strike that one in. This is one of his, well no, it's not his first game. His first game was against Liverpool. This is probably his second game. But on the counter-attack, Declan Rice plays the ball out to Felipe Anderson, actually gets intercepted nicely by Reece James. You tried to clear it there, straight into the path of Yarmolenko. Yarmolenko back to Felipe Anderson. He's going to cut it back inside to Rice. Cuts inside nicely actually there, past Tomori, into the path of Yarmolenko, who just strikes that one past Collins this time. Obviously Collins has got the first team's place past Sam Johnson based on his performances in last episode, but is now 1-0 to West Ham. Ollie Burke receives the ball, plays it through to Reece James, the man that gave away the ball. Into Marlon, overhead kick is cleared away, only as far as Lewis is going to strike it. It's blocked and then cleared away even further by the West Ham defence. 26 minutes in, we're halfway through this first half. Çalhanoğlu who receives the ball, plays it up to Marlon. Marlon to Burke, played through to Hakan Çalhanoğlu who strikes it. 1-1. Hakan Çalhanoğlu who gets his first goal for the club. Brilliant to see our signings have come in and made a pretty much instant impact. All of them really have. Lewis has got some assists. Marlon's got goals. Hakan's gone and got a goal there for himself. As Marlon, speaking of him, is played through 31 minutes in. Rushes out the keeper, tries to dink him. And that is just inches over the crossbar. And unfortunately the scores remain level at 1-1. Yarmolenko, the goal scorer for them, gives away the ball to Jamal Lewis. He's got the pace over Fredericks and over Yarmolenko. And he's got men in the middle that he can aim for, especially Ollie Burke at the back post. Unmarked, strikes it ferociously into the back of the net. 2-1. From 1-0 down to 2-1 up. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Çalhanoğlu with the goals, Ollie Burke with a nice little goal there after the counter-attack, but 65 minutes in, West Ham want to get back into this one. Felipe Anderson looking to get the better of Jake Livermore, does so. Can't quite get past Reece James though, who intercepts the ball and plays to Hegazi. Hegazi's a bit too careful, well, a bit too risky on the ball there. It falls straight to Sebastian Haller, who strikes it. Luckily for us, we've got Collins in goal, who is in fine form. Fredericks now gets the better of Jesus. Jesus then is out of position. Wilshere is going to play it to Rice. Rice back to the centre. Strikes it, hits the post. We can't clear it away. Only as far as Felipe Anderson. Very big chance there for West Ham to get back on level terms. Once again, the players coming through. Felipe Anderson down this left-hand side. He's got the pace over Reece James, definitely. But Reece James catches up. Whips the cross in. Sebastian Haller, great save there by Collins. We clear it away. Only as far as Declan Rice. Back to Mendes. Strikes. And another great save by Collins. And that is going to be how the game ends, due to two brilliant reaction saves by Collins. Secures us the victory. 2-1 is going to be the score. And we're going to move into the Europa League, our first Europa League games, which is going to be against Basel. We're going to be away from home in Switzerland. And we're just getting asked a couple of questions here. Who will play, whether this team we think will be good enough to play Basel, whether they're good enough for the Europa League. My team are good enough for the Europa League, I'll tell you that for free. But we're going to go right into this game. We're not in Switzerland. We're playing the team from Switzerland, but we're playing them in England. Apologies for the kit clash here. Really, both their kits clashed with our kit way too much. Maybe I should have played in the away kit, but I do apologise. But one thing I don't apologise is going 1-0 up through Marlon 6 minutes into the game, continuing his fine form in the Europa League, as well as his fine form in the Premier League. Overall, this guy has been a great signing, and he's starting to pay off his 17 million that we paid for him already. But Cardenas receives the ball 41 minutes into the game, into the path of Gilmour. Gilmour threads it through to Marlon. He's going to cut inside nicely, strike it across goal. Doubles his goal tally for the game, doubles our goal tally for the game. 2-0. Marlon's going for the hat-trick. And he'll have a hat-trick in the Premier League and a hat-trick in the Europa League if he can find that third goal. Manuel, though, has played through. He can't quite get on the end of it as it falls to Marlon. Marlon to Cardenas. We're 4 minutes into the second half here. Cardenas is holding off his man brilliantly. Can't quite keep up the pace, though. His stamina is losing, but he does block the ball. Marlon's going to win the header down to Cardenas. Takes it down quite nicely, actually. Lays it through to Billy Gilmour. Gilmour's going to play it back into the path of Cardenas. Strikes it. Nowhere near enough power on that one. It was with his weaker right foot. Somehow the keeper didn't save that. 3-0 though is going to be the score right now. Somehow that went in. I'm not quite sure how, but Manuel going to receive the ball. Going to look to bit the better of Xhaka. Probably, I would assume that is Granit Xhaka's brother, he plays for Albania, I do believe. But Cardenas looking to get a second goal in this game. Cuts back inside, lays it off to Gilmour. Gilmour once again in that same corner that Cardenas put his. Once again, the keeper can't get to it. It's now 4-0. Our two midfielders have added to our league and actually doubled it from what Marlon set in this second half. Zufi's going to lay the ball across. It's going to fall to Frey. Just Sam Johnson was rooted to the spot there. Really nice header. 4-1 now, Frey. But we're into the 90th minute. Kieran Gibbs looks to whip the ball across. Manuel gets on the end of it. Gives a bit of a jungle in the area. Sorts his feet out though, and then does put the ball into the back of the net, making it 5-1 for our first Europa League game. What a way to start the campaign as we return to the Premier League, where we're going to take on Everton at the Hawthorns. 10 minutes in, sorry. Harper receives the ball. He plays it through to Jamal Lewis, who's got an assist in the previous game against West Ham. Whips it across again, trying to get one for Marlon. Headed away only as far as Harper, who gets to the ball. Gabamin gets to the ball just before him. 17 minutes in, Reece James, we're going to go down the opposite side this time. Kolasinac just sends him to the shops there brilliantly. Reece James dinks one across to Ollie Burke. He's then going to lay it through to Jamal Lewis. Strikes it across goal. Brilliant goal. Scores past Jordan Pickford. 1-0 to the home team. Celebrates in front of the Everton fans. Probably would not recommend that. But it is 1-0. Jamal Lewis with the goal. He's got an assist and a goal in his previous two Premier League games. Not too bad. But Çalhanoğlu, who plays for Reece James, is going to look for an assist of his own. Lays it back to Hakan Çalhanoğlu. Header. Just over the crossbar there. Very good opportunity. A little 1-2 there between them two as we move into the second half. Harper going to play through the goal scorer, Lewis. Lewis is going to cut it back into the path of Marlon, who strikes it home. And Marlon, another player who has been on fine form. This time he's going to celebrate in front of the West Brom fans. Doubles our lead. 2-0 now against Everton, who are a very good, my previous career mode team from last year. But Hakan Çalhanoğlu, 77 minutes in, going to look to get the better of Michael Keane, and he does so. He's going to cut back outside to the edge of the box, and he's just going to whip this one past the keeper. A brilliant goal. One of the best goals we've scored so far this season. Just a whipped effort into the opposite corner. I'm going to take a look at it from a different angle in a second, but Hakan Çalhanoğlu, who's been on great form as well. Look at this, cuts outside, just whips it. It's better from this next angle here, from behind. Hakan Çalhanoğlu, look at this. Just whippage, pure whippage. The F2 boys will be proud. Past Pickford, it's now 3-0 as we approach the final 10 minutes of the game. So Iwobi looks to receive this ball. Plays it back to Kolasinac, and a little 1-2 there actually catches Reece James out of position as Iwobi charges down this left-hand side. Whips it across to Sigurdsson, nods it, hits the post, falls perfectly back to him. A very fortunate goal there for Gylfi Sigurdsson. His header hits the post, falls perfectly back into his place where he's got an open goal to just smash it into. And with 3 minutes left in the game, Sigurdsson plays the ball to Kolasinac. Kolasinac is going to play it out wide and actually back inside then to Sigurdsson into Loren. Loren is going to hold it up, finds Gabamin through to Sigurdsson. And Sigurdsson actually doubles his goal tally for the game. Makes it 3-2 with a few minutes left. But luckily for us, we can hold on for the rest of the game. A bit shaky near the end of that match as we conceded 2 to Gylfi Sigurdsson. But luckily for us, we did hold on. We did get all 3 points. It was a great performance from Çalhanoğlu, Lewis and Marlon in particular. And yeah, we're just being asked about it, how difficult the match was. It was actually, yeah, we were quite lucky, but they were also quite lucky, especially for that Sigurdsson goal. But discussing how Everton scored twice. And again, I'd say one of them was lucky. Maybe they deserved the last goal they scored, but definitely not the first one. So it could have been 3-1. Obviously, we move into this game against Stoke, who are a newly promoted team alongside with us. They bottled the league title last season. And the first chance comes 9 minutes in as Oliver Burke, just no power on that. And it goes straight into the path of Butland, who can easily save it. But the ball's laid off to Gilmour there. He's actually fouled on the edge of the box, but apparently not. As Marlon receives the ball, he's going to strike it, similar to the shot he had against Leicester. But it is just wide of the post. Ollie Burke again, once again, gets taken out there by Martins Indy. It's going to be called back as the advantage was played, but no advantage was given. Clear foul there. Hakan Çalhanoğlu, 92 free kick accuracy, remember that. 92 curve and 88 power. 19 yards out. You do not want to give him the opportunity. We're aiming for that top left-hand corner. There's no way Jack Butland is going to stop this. From 19 yards out, 92 free kick accuracy. I told you, there's no way Jack Butland's stopping that. Hakan Çalhanoğlu scores his first free kick goal of his West Brom career, the first free kick goal of this career mode. And I expect many, many more where that came from, especially with a 92 free kick accuracy player. Look at it from this angle once again. Dips it over the wall. He's a modern day Dimitri Payet. Hopefully he won't leave on the same circumstances though. But 73 minutes in, all the way into this, deep into the second half for our next highlight of the game. Lewis tries to whip one across. Dagar intercepts. Chests it down by Hakan Çalhanoğlu, looking to go for another whippage goal. But it is just over the crossbar. And unfortunately, the game is only going to end as a 1-0 victory. I felt like we should have had more goals in this game. But alas, we did not. And we're going to end the episode on some some scout reports. And also our youth squad, whether we'll sign a couple players up, leave a couple players in there. But we've got a couple good ones from Brazil. Moving on to Spain, straight away kicking it off with a good player there. Obviously, getting rid of the boys that are less than kind of 90. So we've got boys in there. And we finally go to Italy, where we're looking for defensive players. And again, we've got a couple in there. A couple will get rejected. But overall, I think it was a good scouting report for the month. I hope you guys have enjoyed. We're going to sign up a player here. If you have enjoyed, please like, subscribe, and peace.